And it's from uptown, I bought a bus down. Yeah, oh, then I keep to my Shannon Loca in the kitchen. Pug on, we gon' like we Sammy Sosa. Put that Billy to the limit, you can smell a odor. Spin it, call me when I'm pulling up in that two-door diamonds, different color. Uno, all these hundreds on me, mommy made my pockets look like sumo. I got money out there. Kick it like it's judo, let you. And when we get in mode, I'm a Cujo. Heard they tryna steal it away, cut it out, cut it out.
Raptors team coming down the tunnel earlier. We'll see if that confidence carries over onto their home floor. And the game arrival sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. A soaring CN Tower is seen from the waters of Lake Ontario, along with the rest of beautiful downtown Toronto, our setting today. Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Bird, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. And how about those rookies? Time now to check out the Rookie of the Year race, ranking the league's best young rookies here midway through the season. Take a look at Wallace. He's got some work to do in order to get into that conversation, I think, but there are plenty of games left for him to make his mark.
And it's been quite a rookie season for this group. Amazing how well they've adapted to the professional game.
Boy, it really is. There have been very few growing pains for this group, and it's no small sample size we've seen. They've been at it for months. These are bona fide NBA players now.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
For a long time, the Raptors playing in Canada was seen by some as a detriment to their competitive prospects. Players dealt with issues like passports, different money, going through customs, and on and on. But now the Raptors use it as a strength, not as a weakness. They have a whole nation behind them. And they have Toronto, a diverse city with global engagement. Kevin?
And the game is going global. You're right. Thank you, D.A. Two pretty high-level defensive teams tonight, Doris. Is that due to talent, or scheme, or hustle, or what do you attribute it to?
I think, Kevin, you just named the three things that are prerequisites to being a great defensive unit. Number one, you have got to have individual talent that is suited athletically to guard. Number two, you've got to have a great scheme that the coach has put in position. How are you guarding the pick and roll? Do you want a top lock? Do you want to get out and challenge? Are you switching the pick and roll? And a lot of that comes down to, do you want to be great? Are you going to lay it all out there? Are you going to sacrifice your body? All of those things are a necessity.
Now, the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. Then it's Gortat, then it's Ball, and it's Alexander Walker in at the shooting guard. And for Toronto, Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Lowry out there with Lee, and it's Adams in at the 5. Now, here's Siakam, following the miss by Lonzo Ball. Lee outside. Pass to Lowry. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Adams. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And guys, they walked into the arena with a certain kind of swagger, and we really saw it play out on the offensive end.
And what surprised me was how easy they made it look. It seemed like they got something out of every possession.
Now here's Lowry. Zion Williamson unable to get his last shot to go. Lowry kicks to Lee. That one doesn't go. And New Orleans will come the other way. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
And you have to love it when there's a matchup like this. Two teams that are at the top of their respective conferences going at it.
And the fact that they split their two meetings last season. Does one try to get a leg up?
Raptors have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. To the inside, Siakam. And Siakam throws it down.
Yeah, there's an awareness that's required to be a good passer, and Kyle Lowry, he has it.
Ball, the pass to Gortat. Williamson with it. 23 points for him the last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off it.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine, Kev.
Adams' shot is off.
Yet another miss. Just 1 for 5. Not exactly an ideal start.
Ball with the bucket.
I'm a fan of how Ball uses that size inside. Excellent at getting his shot off close to the basket.
Outside Lowry. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Lets it go from deep. Here's Adams. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Alexander Walker, covered by Lee. The shot by Alexander Walker, no good. Lee against Ingram. Fades and shoots. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
They're basically saying you're going to have to guard us at every point on the floor tonight if you're going to have any chance.
Now here's Ball. 9 points last game. Ingram attacking. And Gortat kicks to Williamson. Pass to Alexander Walker. Ball with it. Now defended by Adams. Ball no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Lee passes to Adams. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Lonzo Ball picks one up. Doris Adams, a terrific player on the floor, but you know what? He's a great teammate as well. They always talk about the great chemistry he brings to the Thunder.
And anyone who's had a conversation with Steven Adams knows he is quite a character. This guy is so easygoing. He's fun. I think he brings a great vibe to the locker room.
And so Adams nails both of them. Or as you think about the anchor of this team, Steven Adams just holds it down in the middle.
Oh, Steven Adams does so much, but it all starts on the defensive end with this guy. He takes away so much space on the interior. He is commanding on the backboards. He contests shots. Everything you could hope for, Steven Adams brings.
Ball against Lowry. Passes to Anunoby. Siakam, right side. Good work there as it goes. Siakam's got his second basket of the game.
Well, a little bit of quality defense will not deter Pascal Siakam. Go to work.
There's the pass to Alexander Walker. Floats one up. The shot's good.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
And the Raptors with the ball. The Pelicans make their last shot. Lowry against Ball. Pass to Lee. Now Siakam. And Adams kicks to Lee. Outside Lowry. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Gortat's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Ingram against Lee. It's tipped. It's stolen by Adams. Makes it off the glass.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Ingram outside. Out left to the wing. Now here's Williamson. Defense is right there. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. Foul, he's checked in for the Raptors. Pelicans shooting their first foul shot of the night.
Only shooting 71 really on the season, so there is plenty of room for improvement.
Outside Lowry. There's the lob to the hoop.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Here's Ball. Williamson. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
And here is Powell. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Here's Lowry. Ball with the rebound.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Ingram against Lowry. And that one's good. Ingram. And the Pelicans lead by 3.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Lowry against Ball. Lowry's shot is good.
Kevin, put the ball in Kyle Lowry's hand in a pick and roll, and he will pull all the right strings.
Ball dishes to Williamson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Williamson's got 9.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
Pass to Powell. And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's already this guy's second foul now. He's either going to have to sit or play a bit more conservatively.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Okafor is checked in for Adams. Davis comes in for OG Anunoby. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Nene, he's checked in for New Orleans. Now, here's Siakam. Last time, 14 points for him. And it's Brandon Ingram with the foul. That's his first foul. A big group substitution here for New Orleans.
Checking in for the Pelicans. Wallace. Hart. Holiday. Rivers.
On the wing, Jackson. He's guarded by Rivers. Here's Powell. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off. And Toronto choosing their team name back in '94, the fans helped them narrow it down, and with dinosaurs all over the silver screen, it helped tilt things towards the Raptors.
And we all remember those early uniforms, those giant velociraptors across the front. Fortunately, they've toned it down a bit since then. Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
And Davis gets it to go.
Davis. Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Jackson against Rivers. Got a hand on it.
I'll tell you, Siakam has the ability to intimidate offensive players. How about that one? Send it back.
From 13, and the rebound goes to Nene.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Siakam looking around. Feeds to Okafor. That shot, no good. Nice defense from Wallace. Here's Hart. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Powell pulls it in. Raptors trail by 3. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Well, you love to see Norman Powell be unselfish and find an open teammate. That's pretty.
2 minutes.
Wallace outside. Rivers against Jackson. With the teardrop, Rivers can't get it to go.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
On the wing, Jackson to the middle and stolen by Wallace. And here's the fast break. Here's Hart. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
And it's sent back by Wallace. Rivers in the corner. Shoots the three. Good on the triple. And now a 5-point Pelican lead.
Well, if you are a modern NBA shooting guard, you have got to be able to shoot with range, and Austin Rivers knocks it down.
Passes it to Okafor. Back to Siakam. Some solid defense there by Nene. And stolen by Siakam. Here's Okafor, a second chance effort. Some solid defense there by Nene. For Toronto, they come in off the loss to the Pacers in Indiana.
And missing your free throws usually changes the complexion of a game. Certainly did in that one.
You know this, Greg. Nothing gets a crowd into the game more than a bunch of missed free throws. That's one of the worst things you can do on the road.
And Nene with the stuff.
Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
And Greg, one of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
Now, here's Siakam. Jackson from long range. And so it's New Orleans heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Making his mark in Toronto, guard Kyle Lowry talked about the pioneers of Canadian basketball, like Vince Carter.
Vince Carter really changed the game of basketball in Canada. He created something that's forever lasting. And I think the game of basketball in Canada owes him a lot because he really brought the buzz to the game of basketball in Canada.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Carter's exciting style of play, GA, really energized the whole country.
And playing basketball in a hockey town isn't easy, but Carter really helped get this city and country energized about the game of basketball.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for New Orleans right now, Holiday out there with Rivers. Then there's Wallace. Then there's Nene. And it's Hart in at the three. Well, it's such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
Jackson against Rivers. Holiday surveying the floor. Excellent D there from Okafor.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Rivers in the corner. Back to Hart. An easy 2 points on the layup. Hart's got the lead up to 7 now for the Pelicans.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Toronto Raptors. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. Okafor in the post, guarded by Nene. Okafor gets the bucket. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Outside Holiday. And the pass to Nene. The dish to Holiday. Back to Nene. Here's Hart. Toronto grabs the miss. Now Powell. No points in the game yet for him. That one goes. Count it. Now just a 3-point Pelican lead.
Well, you like that he shakes off that rocky first period and knocks down a shot. Nice.
Here's Holiday. Tries again. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
6'11", broad-shouldered, tough for the defense to get that shot in the nays without fouling.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. Some changes for Toronto. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Siakam. Lee comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Jackson. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
Guys, how about the journey of the Raptors' Nick Nurse? So well traveled before taking the head job in Toronto. This guy has shown his worth. In his first season as a head coach in the NBA, it translates to a title. Absolutely incredible.
That's it, and the Pelican lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Adams.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Ball against Lowry. Another shot, and that's 2 points on the layup. Nene's got his second bucket of the night.
Look, Gortat, anticipating where that would miss, comes away with the board and the follow-up bucket.
Lowry passes to Lee. Okafor with the ball. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete game for this guy.
Now here's Okafor. 5 to shoot. And it's Williamson with the rebound. And Coach Nick Nurse paid some dues, Doris, before his turn as head coach of this Toronto team.
Well, think about it. Early in his career, he's a player coach in the British Basketball League. Then he goes and establishes a G League franchise in his home state of Iowa. Then to lead that team to a title in 2011, join another G League team for the Raptors and win a title in 2013. Really an incredible journey, guys.
Davis, the pass to Lowry. Back to Davis. And here's Lowry. He had 15 points last outing. Three-pointer. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Lowry's got 5 now.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Nene finds Ingram. Here's Alexander Walker. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Pass to Nene. Ball against Lowry. Ingram. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball.
Assist.
Ball's got 3 assists now in this one. Lee outside. Back to Lowry. Over Ball. And the shot is good. The Pelican lead has been cut to just 3 points on the basket from Kyle Lowry.
This guy has been such an effective shooter throughout his career. Kyle Lowry, a little space, and he's good.
Here's Ball. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. 6 points for him.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Davis kicks to Lee. Now here's Okafor. He has 6. Here's Adams, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Adams has got his second basket.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
Here's Ball. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Okafor's got 5 rebounds tonight. To the paint, here's Davis. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Doris, you played point guard. What do you like to see from that position?
Well, I'm going to go back to the Showtime Lakers, which was my first team that I adored when I was a kid watching the NBA. And the reality is this, Kevin, I love to see teams play in transition, get out in the open floor. What's better than watching Steph Curry cross half court with a full head of steam and the defender knowing, oh, good God, anything could happen here. He might pull a three. He might finish in spectacular fashion off the run, or he might find a teammate for a momentum-building three. Like, get in transition and run, baby.
Lowry against Ball. Pass to Williamson. Here's Ingram. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Right side Lowry, and the call will be against Lonzo Ball. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Boy, now you have to think about pulling him. 3 fouls already in this half. A 4th would be inexcusable.
Now here is Lowry. He has 7.
I think quickness has probably never been more important in the NBA, but you cannot overlook the value of strength. Think about a guy like Kyle Lowry. He's not the biggest, he's not the most explosive, but he's got strength and he's got that bulldog mentality.
And Kyle Lowry, Doris, never shy about contact.
You're right, Kevin. Never shy on either end, offensively or defensively. Kyle Lowry will get into you. He is the tone setter with his physicality and his effort level.
Now Ball. He's got 6. Ingram outside. He kicks to Williamson. And another 3 for New Orleans.
And the offensive skill set Williamson has off the charts. And the scary thing is, guys, he's only going to keep getting better.
And there's the call on Zion Williamson. That's foul number 2 for him. Lowry against Ball. Lowry dishes to Okafor. Kicks it to Davis. Clock at 6. Adams, the pass to Okafor. Ball against Lowry. Second chance shot. Pelicans pull it in. Gortat's got 6 rebounds in the game. Pelicans leading by 4. That's good from Williamson on the assist by Ball. Ball's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Adams outside. Outside for Lowry. Connects from 3-point range. Lowry's got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for the Raptors. For New Orleans, they've gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. Pass the ball. Shoots. And it's New Orleans scoring again.
And Ball has tremendous confidence in that shot. As soon as the pass hits his hands, he's ready to pull up.
The pass to Davis. It doesn't go for him. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Lowry with the ball. Now guarded by Ball. Lowry kicks to Anunoby. Adams taking his time here. Now here's Okafor. He's guarded closely. Off target from the baseline.
The fadeaway, not a terrible idea, but he needs to make the game easier on himself. He's overcomplicating things.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And Toronto called for the foul.
And how much fun is it to watch this kid? I call Zion Williamson a kid, even though he goes about 280, and he has a certain composure that really belies his years.
That free throw good from Williamson. And with Williamson, it's not just the obvious stuff that impresses you, Greg. It's the little things as well, the attention to detail.
You know, Kevin, one thing that stands out to me, every time I see this young man, the eye-hand coordination, whether it's on steals, deflections, block shots, he always seems to pick it cleanly.
Raptors trail by 9. Jackson passes to Anunoby. Back to Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Rivers finds Ball. Back to Rivers. 1:32 left in the first half of the game. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And the dunk by Williamson.
And this is what we came to see, right? Go ahead, Zion. Do your thing on the alley-oop.
Lowry against Ball. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. Lowry can't get it to go.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Now here's Williamson. Following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. Powell kicks to Lowry. Inside, here's Jackson. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists now tonight.
Well, the touch and the focus, what a pretty move in the lane.
Ball with it. He's got 10. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And here's Wallace. He'll bring it up for New Orleans. And here is Williamson. He's got 18. It's good on the putback. Williamson's got the lead up to 9 now for the Pelicans.
And Williamson doesn't let up, consistently in attack mode. Love his rabid intensity on the backboard.
And so it's New Orleans. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll return shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to Zion Williamson was on fire in the first half. He had 20 points and 6 rebounds. What did you think, Shaq, about New Orleans?
Well, Kenny knows about this. I used to do this to his team all the time. Take advantage of you down low. Mismatch. Barbecue chicken alert. Make good entry passes. That led to some good looks. Obviously, a lot of points. When you control the paint, Ernie, you control the game. I was the master of controlling my paint. Shaquille O'Neal.
Looking at Toronto, Kenny, your thoughts?
Well, sometimes you get too comfortable playing at home. This team played tonight like it's no urgency. And now they dug themselves a hole, and the energy level to get out of it is going to be extraordinary. We'll see if they come out of the tunnel with some fire in the second half, because they're going to need it.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you, 2 quarters in the books. You look at Zion Williamson, guys. In this game, he has been everywhere.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Lee out there with Lowry, and it's Adams in at the center, filling out the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Siakam passes to Anunoby. Outside Lowry. Shoots over Ball. The rebound by Gortat. Gortat's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And that one's good. Williamson.
I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. Williamson is skilled at finishing on the defense.
Ball against Lowry. The tray. Pelicans with the rebound.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
The Pelicans have shot 6 of 7 at the line. Doris, do you think it's more challenging for superstars in smaller markets, mid-sized markets?
You know, this is such an interesting debate in a world that has become, because of social media, so much smaller. You know, I do think that certain larger markets, LA, New York, can be a blessing and a curse. It does still feel like that media scrutiny is a little bit larger. When things are going well, it's the best thing in the world. When things aren't going so well, boy, those day-by-day question after question can probably become pretty tedious.
Pelicans leading by 14. Ball, the pass to Gortat. Williamson with it. Now defended by Adams. Hands it from downtown. And that's 11 points for Brandon Ingram.
Wow, what a start to this half. 3 for 3, dictating the pace on the offensive end. They're rolling early.
Pass to Anunoby. At the top of the key, Lowry. Siakam outside. Shot clock at 6. The Raptors need to get a shot off. Adams. And again, no good by Toronto.
Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
Looking at my kids through the blinds. Confinement mind. How you feeling when you face a dying? The truth be told, I suppose to be locked up in the mind of a...
Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. Look at New Orleans, earning the first place position with a terrific record. And we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat.
And, you know, for the Pelicans, they've come through for their fans this season. All the optimism surrounding them, all the high hopes, all proved to be legit.
Well, how about the momentum they have built to get off to this fantastic start? All positive vibes right now for this group.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
Takes the 13-footer. Siakam pulls it in.
but only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority. Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
And the dunk by Williamson.
And the defense learned a valuable lesson there. Don't let Williamson get to that launching pad around the rim.
Here's Siakam. No good, unable to end this run.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts. The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Timeout. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Toronto calls timeout.
And looking to stop this run and get back on track.
Really needs to settle his guys down right now and get them refocused.
And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Williamson.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
Anunoby passes to Siakam. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now.
And I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Pass the ball. And Ball slams it in.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
Here's Siakam, following the score by New Orleans. Shoots over Ingram, and again, Toronto no luck. The Pelicans have gotten nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime.
Boy, you look at all the athletes on this team. How about Pascal Siakam? This guy may be the fastest power forward in the NBA. And if you couple that with ball handling, this guy is tremendous in transition.
No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
You know, he's flat fueling their success. Most of the offense has gone through him.
And the speed and quickness of Siakam, not just an asset in transition. Doris defensively, he is something special.
There is no doubt. At 6'9", but he's got a 7'3" wingspan. Siakam's combination of length and mobility, tailor-made for the modern NBA.
Okafor is checked in for Toronto. Davis comes in for OG Anunoby. And a change for the Pelicans. Nene is checked in. Siakam kicks to Lee. Passes it to Davis. Back to Lee. To end the drought. Some solid defense from Ingram. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the New Orleans Pelicans. They haven't given up any points here in the second half.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
And I think, Greg, it's been all about their offensive efficiency, shooting the lights out in this quarter.
And here are the Raptors now, following the score by New Orleans. Got a piece of it. Down low, and now Ball pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It goes on Brandon Ingram. The Raptors shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And one of the highlights on the season has been their ability to make free throws. How about 82% as a unit?
First free throw is good. Here's seeing some great shooters with length, tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now, but when you look in your crystal ball, Doris, what might be the next player trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters, men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket, consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass. Does that continue?
That second chance is a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
Jackson misses.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Here's a look at what's coming up for Toronto. On Sunday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Tuesday, they'll face off against Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
And the second free throw, good.
And we first heard about Williamson in high school, and that was due to his dunking ability. Now he's a full-fledged star on the rise.
And there's the pass to Okafor. Over Nene. And again, no good by Toronto. New Orleans has gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Holiday gets the bucket. Holiday's got his first bucket of the night.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Here's Powell. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Siakam. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Williamson's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Here's Hart. Shoots over Powell. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And 4 years at Villanova for Josh Hart. Won the title back in 2016.
He just makes winning plays. Hits perimeter shots. And the 30th pick in 2017, he has been solid.
First free throw is good. Wallace is checked in for New Orleans. And so he hits both. Toronto with the ball. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Jackson against Ball. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Lonzo Ball picks one up.
And Reggie Jackson, the former 24th pick by the Thunder, wasn't content to back up Westbrook. He basically forced his way out in search of a larger role.
Austin Rivers, he's checked in for Ball. Jackson hits both of them.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
To the middle. That's good from Wallace on the assist by Rivers.
Well, the coaching staff loves seeing this kind of playmaking from Austin Rivers, the willingness to share the basketball.
Siakam passes to Okafor. Takes the 13-footer. Siakam, good. Siakam's got 8.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Davis. That's foul number 2 for him.
momentum. I know they feel it, they feel the momentum. Feel the momentum. I know they feel it, they feel the momentum. Feel the momentum. I know they feel it, they feel it. NFL, now we making beats. NFL, you can look at T. And concept, contrary to your belief. Gather around and come and see. I'm undefeated.